Hey, what's up everyone on YouTube? In this video we're going to be replacing the front screen assembly. It comes with the glass and the LCD. And this is going to be on a ZTE ZMAX. I believe, yeah, it's the Z970. Yep, so it's the ZTE ZMAX. Alright, so let's get started. First thing you want to do is remove the SIM card tray. So we're going to go over here and stick a little pin in there so we can remove it. Alright, let's remove the SD card tray. Alright, so after you remove both SD card tray and the SIM card tray, we're going to need to remove the back cover. So we're going to need to start prying up. You could get an open prying tool with your fingernail. Start prying in between the little line right here. See, I already kind of lifted it up right here. And then just keep prying around to release all the clips. Alright, let's pry up here. Now this side. Sometimes it's a little bit tough on the nails. So I'm going to get some assistance from this prying tool. Okay, once you pry it up a little bit, now we can continue just with our nail. Alright, now the bottom, and there you go, it comes out. Okay, so now on to the next step. Next thing we need to do is we're going to need to remove with a small Phillips head screwdriver all of the screws holding on the back frame. Okay, so once all of the screws are loose, let's remove them. Alright, so once all of the screws are loose, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, one of the corners on the bottom, and we're going to wedge in between this line and lift it back a little bit. And we're going to go around. There you go. So we can lift it up. Let's pry up. Okay, and then yes, there's going to be one more screw right here, which is covered by a sticker. Alright, so let's continue to pry up. There you go, comes out. Alright, so let's keep prying up. And there you go, it comes out completely. Okay, so once you have that back cover off, next thing we're going to do is we're going to start disconnecting all of the flex cables that are onto the motherboard. So let's pry this one over here. Let's pry that up. Right here. Lift that up, and then you can pull the little cable back. Carefully, there you go. Alright, camera, you can lift it up. This is the front camera, front facing camera. You can pry that up as well. Disconnect this antenna over here. Let's remove this tape to see what's under here. Oh, the battery is connected there. Alright, so yeah, we definitely want to disconnect the battery. It's very important. That way there's no power on the phone. So let's lift that up carefully. There you go. Okay, so once you have all of these cables removed and this tape down here removed, we're going to disconnect also these two flex cables down here. So let's lift up the little clips. Okay, and then after you lift the clips up, let's pull back on the cables, the flex cables. There you go. Alright, then to lift the motherboard up, there's going to be a black clip over here holding the motherboard down. We're going to kind of like push that back to get the motherboard out of the way. Alright, so this is going to be kind of like glued on here. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to like pry it down here a little bit. And then lift it up. Like that. Okay, and also, yeah, make sure you remove the power button from here. It's going to be glued onto here. So we lift this up. Okay, next thing we're going to do, there's going to be a Phillips head screw down here. We're going to remove that. Okay, let's put that over here. And then the motherboard lifts up. And we're going to also have to lift up the volume buttons, which are glued on this side. So yeah, once you have all that removed, the motherboard comes out. Okay, and then here's the frame of the phone with the battery still on here, ear speaker, and here are the cables for the LCD and digitizer. There's the vibrator motor. And this, I believe, over here is the digitizer cable. Okay, so this is going to be the new LCD assembly with the frame and the glass. All right, so we're just gonna kind of put the phone back together now. You're gonna lay the motherboard on the top. You're gonna have to switch over the parts I mentioned, like the battery, the speaker, the bottom portion where there's the antenna. We're going to have to swap all those parts from the old frame to the new frame. We're going to place the motherboard on and begin to connect all of the flex cables. We're going to connect the digitizer cable, the LCD cable. We're going to connect the antennas. We're going to connect the battery. Okay, let's connect the bottom flex cables back in. Alright, let's make sure that the cables go in completely. And then we're gonna close the clips back up. Let's put in the front camera back in. Alright, let's place the rear camera back on as well. Okay. Alright, so after you have all the cables connected, we're going to place the back housing back on. Let's make sure there's no screws on the back housing so that we can fit it in correctly. Let's also make sure that the volume buttons and the power button are back in their place on the housing, so that when we connect this back piece now, everything falls in correctly. Alright, so we're gonna squeeze it in, give it some pressure around the sides so that it can clip back in. Okay, so once all the clips are back in from the back housing, once you're ready, we're gonna go ahead and place all the screws back on that hold the back cover on. Alright, so once all the screws are back in place, let's go ahead and place the SIM card and SIM card tray back in, and also the SD card slot. First let's put on the back cover. Let's make sure that the home button and volume button are in correctly. Okay, let's give it some more pressure once again so that all the clips fall back in place. Alright, so that's how you replace the LCD on the ZTE ZMAX. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.